apparently talks have opened with Morgan Rogers, and the player seems to be on board with the idea of potentially joining Liverpool. FA Cup weekend as Liverpool were rampant against Brighton with 3-0. And also, we look at the situation with Diamande as he clarifies some comments that still make Liverpool fans happy. People, it's Monday morning. You know what that means. It's the morning meetup live. Sit back, relax, and let's
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kop-ish.
Being free back again, ripping LFC till the end, so go on, tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're a 10 champions, be the best, we come again. Kop-ish clean up in every region, elevation in every season. Catch up and all the fast match up and real rapping. Drifty Quan, tell them this is that, this is that. This is Kopish, this is Kopish. Reppin' Liverpool till the end, champions, be the best, come again. This is that, this is Kopish, this is Kopish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kopish.
Yes, lovely people. Hope you're well. Welcome back to the show. Please do smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers. As always, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors, okjersey.com. £15 is all you have to spend to buy yourself a Liverpool jersey. Not 150, not 125. £15. And if you use the promo code Kopish, Kopish, you get a further 8% off. So make sure you scan the QR code on the top left hand corner of the screen, and you can go through and purchase some jerseys and training gear and much more. So make sure you go and visit okjersey.com. Don't tell me I'm lagging, guys. See, this is all right. So a little caveat, this is why I've gone a bit late this morning, because my whole thing has been a bit crazy. This is what Lakers is right. Day one of half term, and this is the madness. Can you guys let me know if I'm back now, or if I'm still a little bit laggy? Do let me know, please, guys. Do let me know. All good now, Mazzoni says. Big up. Big up. Big up to Icon Barbers, Vinny and Rich. I'm back. Yep. Fresh trim. Boom. Yep. I told you. And just for old time's sake, I'll just, I'll give it a little. Yeah, Valentine's trim. You know how the game goes, Godwin. You know how the game goes. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready, Godwin. You know how the game goes. Yeah. Do you know what? Give me my flowers, man. You lot were cussing me about how my hair look. Give me my flowers, man. I've just come from the gym as well. Look at that, clean. I know. I got, shout out to my barber. Icon Barbers all day, every day. Look, bam. Look at the beard. Bam. Huh. Looking clear. I know. And just one more time. You lot want it one more time. Bam. Look at what we have here. Look at that. even Broster's Tash. Yeah. I was outside for Valentine's. You know how the game goes, people. You know how the game goes. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Steve, don't ruin it, Steve. Don't ruin it. Don't be a hater, Steve. I told everyone, get involved in the beard movement from now. Because when it really goes crazy, I ain't going to be responsible for what happens next. I'm not going to be responsible. I've told the missus she has to be on her best behavior, because when the volume, danger, absolute danger. So people, you know how Mondays go by now. If you don't, then it means you're new to the channel, so make sure you subscribe. But on a Monday, I usually hold up a retro shirt or a shirt from a few years ago, and I ask you guys to tell me the first player you think of, the first player that comes to mind when you see this shirt. Just literally impulsive. Don't spend too long thinking about it, but drop your comment straight away. And it's this one here, Liverpool's first ever Nike kit. And I remember when this Nike kit first came out, it split a lot of opinion. Some people liked it straight away, others hated it straight away. If I'm not mistaken, shout out to our brother Drifty. Drifty wasn't a big fan at first. Matt was, because Matt's a massive Nike fan. If anyone doesn't know, Matt loves Nike. So he was obviously over the moon that we signed with Nike. Drift wasn't on board. Matt fully loved it. I was in between. But you see, when we actually got the shirts, and we got a shout out to, I won't say his name because I don't know if he'd want me to, but you know who you are. You're one of our supporters on the channel. He actually got these shirts for us, and they are clean. And yeah, as soon as we put the shirts on, we were like, yeah, we love them. So for you, who is the first person you think of when you see this kit? For me, it's Thiago, closely followed by our beloved Diogo Jota, RIP. But Thiago is the first person I think of when I watch the video and I go and I see him go, how are we? I'll never forget that feeling when we signed Thiago and it was official and he's wearing the number 6 shirt and everything. Like, that was just, because for me, that's the first world-class player we've signed in my lifetime, like bona fide world-class player. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. Can't think of anyone else. Like, obviously, we signed Alisson. He wasn't world-class when we signed him, but he became world-class. Virgil, the same. Bobby, Mane, Salah, all these players that we signed, Fabinho, all these fantastic players were world-class when they were at Liverpool, but they weren't world-class before we purchased them. Same with Robbo, Coutinho, and all these other players. Torres was probably the closest thing you'd say. Suarez, Sturridge. But Thiago was bona fide world-class. Like, there was no debating his stature in football. There was no debating whether he was world-class. So when we signed him, I did think we were going to take over the world, and it didn't work out, just like this season. But I do want to start with a story. Sorry, guys, just got to hydrate a little bit. Steve, you're giving advice to a pro. Steve, you're giving advice to a pro. Steve, it was longer than this. I said, take it down and we rebuild. Take it down and then we rebuild, Steve. We got this, bro. Steve, we have got this. It's certified. It's certified, Steve. Come on now, Steve. Believe in the process. Believe in the process. But yes, let's speak about the first story of today, and that is Morgan Rogers. Now, again, this is going to split opinion. I know Jamrot's going to pull his hair out, but the source is from Indy Cali. And the reason I do use Indy as a source is because of the summer, if I'm going to be honest. Like, during the summer, like, Indy was on point, like really on point, and got a lot of things right. So I think it's only fair that we look at the situation. So this is the article. So, and I'll read it now. So, exclusive. Liverpool have held talks with Morgan Rogers' representatives and the door wasn't shut on them. The players open to all proposals in the summer. So, Morgan Rogers, again, a very good player. Very, very good player. A player that a lot of people wanted us to sign in the summer. A player that can play across the front three, apart from, the three behind the striker. So, you could play left wing, you could play right wing, you can also play as a number 10. He's 23 years old, he's homegrown, and he's really blown up since he's made his move to Aston Villa last season. One of the best ball carriers in the league, but also seems like he's really putting his talents together. Now, I just want to bring up share his stats, shall I say. Last season in the league, he got 8 goals and 10 assists in 37 games. This season so far, he's got 8 goals and 5 assists. So he's already matched his goals from last season. And so far, he's 5 away from his assists that he got last season. Barring injury, barring a absolute massive fall off from form, you'd suspect that he's gonna, definitely go over 8 goals, maybe get to 10 assists. Maybe will be quite difficult. I think people sleep on how difficult it is actually to get assists in the league. But yeah, I think Morgan Rogers is a very good footballer. The question is, where would he fit in at Liverpool? So I'm just going to share my screen with you guys and go through a little bit of the potential options and scenarios whereby we could utilize Morgan Rogers where he to sign. Now, again, I want to preclude, I don't think we'll sign Morgan Rogers. I don't actually think the relationship's going to be too great with Aston Villa given the whole Harvey Elliott situation, but it is news, so it's only right that we speak about and report on it. But the first question I want to ask, actually, would you guys be happy if we signed Morgan Rogers? Now, again, please, guys, just that in isolation. I know we need another centre-back. I know we need a DM. I know we need a right winger. I know we need a left winger. I know we need potentially another box-to-box midfielder. But just in isolation, would you be happy if we signed Morgan Rogers? So do let me know, guys, in the comment section. Right. Let me share my screen with you guys, and then we can really chop this up. Oh, another shout out. Another, Forever Reds TV, big up yourselves. Big up your Callum with the fresh trim. Oh, yep. It was Valentine's outside. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know how it goes. Big up to Icon Barbers, as always. Just one more time for the people. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, I know. A lot of people are saying, yes, he's Prem proven. Some people say no, good player, but no. Right. So let me share my screen. So you guys should be able to see this. Do let me know if you can't. Right. So currently how we line up, I'm going to use Ekatike because obviously Isak's injured, but that is also going to be Isak there as well. Salah, who had a great game against Brighton as well at the weekend. Beautiful assist for Szoboszlai. Wirtz. And then currently Cody Gakpo, who actually started up top for Liverpool in that game against Brighton. So that's how we currently line up, if everyone's fit. And that seems to be Slot's preferred front four, right? So I'll ask you guys, where do you think Morgan Rogers would fit in here? Because if we're going to sign Morgan Rogers, you presume he potentially is going to start. Now, the money I think we'd have to part with would be between, in my opinion, 70 to 90 million. Again, anywhere between that. For me, when I look at that front four, and people are going to say I've got an agenda, this, that, and the other. But if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I would look at the whole Gakpo situation. But here's where you could really get creative with it. So let's say it's Rogers here. You could actually have a formation whereby, and this is again where it becomes very left heavy because they all like to drift over to the left. Like Ekatike likes to pick up pockets of spaces around here. Wirtz also likes to pick up pockets of space around here. But obviously, if Morgan Rogers is starting there, the beauty of having these two here, as in Wirtz and Rogers, is you could literally have it during the game where both of them literally swap around. You could have it like that. You could even have a fluid front three and have Salah pop up there as well. Morgan Rogers can play off the right. I think it's his least effective position, but he can play off the right. And I think that's where Rogers potentially gives you a bit of tactical flexibility, because right now, that's where I think we lack. I don't think we have another number 10, another bona fide number 10 in the team. I think Szoboszlai, the more he plays, shows that he's more of a box-to-box midfielder. Gakpo's not a 10. Salah could potentially be a 10. Let's say we were to get my dream scenario. Let's say we were to get Elise. Salah could potentially cover the 10 as well as right wing. I think Morgan Rogers is very good. Shout out to Lakers. You could even go with a narrow three. So you could even go with 3 10s almost and have them like this. And then you have Kirkes and Frimpong up and down the wings to provide the width. Again, I think that's putting a lot of pressure on them. But it's something that could be done as well. So Rogers is very good. And I also think he's someone that it would benefit the squad. I just don't know if he's the starter we need. I think we need a tricky, explosive left winger. And I don't know if he's that. This season so far, he's played 11 times left wing, 21 times in the 10, and twice as a centre forward. So again, having a very good season. He really is. But I don't know if he's a player for us, especially at the price point we'd have to spend it as well. However, he is homegrown. Maybe the Harvey Elliott thing was to maybe try and sweeten a deal here. If that is the case, I don't think it's worked out very well. So again, I'll just ask you guys, let me know in the comment section, Morgan Rogers, yes or no? Right, let's move on to the game at the weekend, and that was Liverpool 3, Brighton 0. A very convincing, very good win. And I'm going to be shameless, guys, and ask a question. This is again inspired by Lakers in the chat. I know a lot of us have a disdain and a frustration with Arne Slot, and rightly so. Is there any credence to say that we are potentially starting now to play better football and also pick up some results? Now in the league, it's been a bit sketchy. Again, I know. Again, I'm just asking the question. Don't kill me here. I'm not convinced yet, but I'm also not someone who can speak on behalf of the whole fan base. Hence why I'm asking the question. So, in our last, Bournemouth, we lost 3-2. Then we beat Karabakh. Then we beat Newcastle, which is, I think, is a result that's going under the radar. A very good result. Then we lose to Man City. Then we beat Sunderland, and now we beat Brighton. Man City can beat anyone. Let's not forget that. Man City can beat anyone on their day, and I think they deserve the win against us. Do you think there's a world? And I'm not saying we're gonna go and make a run and finish top 2 or anything like that. Is there any notion that we could potentially be starting to improve? Hi, yeah, half term. Here we go. Hi, Alonso. You're right, mate. Yeah. Are you gonna come and say hello quickly, or you? Because what are we doing? I thought so. You watching the telly? Yeah. Okay. Would you be able to close the door for me, please? Hey, can you be a good girl for mummy and brothers? Huh? You can just say that about me. All right, thanks. Bye-bye. Yeah. Yep. Half term. Imagine you get a fresh trim, you have Valentine's, and then Monday hits you like a ton of bricks. Yeah, True Don. Ask the question again, bro. How many half terms did these kids get? Because that's what I want to know. Because I feel like they're at home with me more than they're at school. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit mad at the moment. And the fact that I've locked myself in here and they figured out a way to unlock the room means I'm no longer safe anymore, which is crazy. Who knows, though? You know how I could potentially save myself? I've heard vodka and water are the same color. No one will ever know, will they? But yes, as I was saying, let's look at some of the positives. And me, Matt, and Drift will speak about this tonight as well, because I do think sometimes, and again, I'm putting myself in this category as well. I'm not just sitting there accusing you guys. I'm firmly putting myself in this category. We can sometimes just focus on the negatives when things are going badly. But shout out to Savs. Set pieces have got much better. And again, I'm not trying to throw anyone on the bus, but we moved on the set piece coach. If I'm not mistaken, we've conceded only 1 or 2 from set pieces now, and we've scored a bunch from set pieces. Now, Szoboszlai obviously is carrying the torch there. But then you also look at goal scoring wise. We are scoring more goals. Now, again, opposition has to be taken into account. Karabakh are not great, and we put 6 past them. Newcastle, I do think, is a very good scoreline. Getting 4 goals against Newcastle, any Newcastle team, is a good thing. But that's not unordinary for us. We've been knocking goals past Newcastle from as long as I can remember. So I'm not fully convinced, but I do think there are positives to draw. And I think obviously being through to the next round of the FA Cup, if we can get a good draw there, that could be helpful. In my opinion, because of the results at the previous weekend where we beat Sunderland and in the previous game where we beat Sunderland and Man United and Chelsea both dropped points, I think that opens up the door as well, potentially for getting top 4/top 5. there are a few things to be positive about. Now, granted, I still would like us to change manager in the season. I still would like us to bring in some new players, some fresh faces, and also move some players on. But I genuinely want to ask, guys, what are the positives, and can we start getting into form now? And plus, some of the players are starting to play better as well. So I don't want it to just be all negative. I think there are positives there. This is what I mean. A9. This is proof Cal is an FSG yes man. This is what I mean. Like I can't win it. The under 21s, Rio and Trey both registered goals, if I'm not mistaken. Kieran Morrison, Will Wright with the other two that scored. Rio scored a beautiful goal against Brighton, which should have stood, and then Rio also scored another great goal for the under 21s. And by the way, for anyone who says they want to get rid of VAR, Rio's goal is proof why VAR needs to stick around. Because if VAR is there, then that's given us a goal, and Rio gets another senior goal for the Reds. So yeah. Shout out to Josh, said the season's nearly over. That's a positive. I hear it. Ty said, did FSG pay for Calcium? That's dark. Here we go. Lakers, can't believe Cal is slotting. This is crazy. I can't even ask questions without getting questioned. I hear it, guys. I hear it. Right. Another story I want to touch on before we wrap things up is one regarding Diamande. Now, Diamande is a player that I see pop up in the chat a lot. Now, we've been speaking about wingers for a while now because, we'd like to get someone else in to challenge Salah. And we'd also like to get potentially replace or challenge Salah. And we'd also like to get someone in to come in and replace or challenge Cody Gakpo. However, Diamande is a name that keeps on being brought up, keeps on getting mentioned. And shout out to Jade Activist. Jade Activist has been really advocating that I look into the player a bit more, and a lot of you guys have as well. And look, from what he's doing so far this season, you can understand why. He's 18 years old. He absolutely destroyed Bayern Munich pretty much single-handedly. He's quick. He's tricky. This season, so far, he's got, for RB Leipzig, he's got 8 goals and 3 assists in 21 games for he just turned 19, sorry. For a 19-year-old, that is pretty special. Obviously, he's part of the RB group. I know there's rumors or talks that he's been signed by Rock Nation now, so I don't know what that means for him and agency-wise and all that. And also, Jurgen Klopp was, if I'm not mistaken, the reason why they went and got him. But he also has expressed a like for Liverpool Football Club. And he was asked a few weeks back about what his, dream move would be, or dream club. And he spoke about Liverpool. Now, he seems to have gone back and clarified those comments. So I'll read out what he said. He said, people made it out to be my dream club. But first and foremost, it's my dad's favorite club. It was always his great wish to see me there someday because he loves the atmosphere at Anfield. He always raved about Steven Gerrard. So straight away, that line right there, he always raved about Steven Gerrard, lets me know he's been brought up correctly. Lets me know he's got a good family unit, and lets me know that his dad is an absolute legend. And speaking as a dad, it's not easy being a dad, but clearly his dad's got it right from teaching him about Steven Gerrard and then him becoming a professional footballer. Goes on to say, I was too young to see him play. We didn't even have a TV at home for a long time. I have a lot of respect for Liverpool, but my dream club right now is Leipzig. Guys, I'm going to be real with you. I want to add smoke and petrol to the fire. It sounds like he really likes Liverpool, and it sounds like he'd want to play for us. Now, whether we can get a deal done remains to be seen. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen Bayern are heavily interested in him, which wouldn't be a crazy move for him as well. You look at, I think Serge Gnabry will probably be moving on in the summer. You've still got the likes of Diaz there. You've got Elise, who will hopefully be joining Liverpool in the summer. You never know. I don't think this is an impossible deal to get done. And I'll be honest with you, it's a deal where you might have to take the risk now, because if you do the deal now and it works out, then you get him for a lot cheaper than you would have to in the future. But if you don't do the deal now and he has another good season next season, I think we're priced out of a move. And then you start getting your Real Madrids and your Barcelonas, your Bayern Munichs, your Chelseas, maybe even your Arsenals and your Man Uniteds, looking at the situation and going, maybe we look at that. I'm not fully convinced on the player yet. I still think he's very rough around the edges. He's still green as a footballer, but he's 19. He's meant to be. I think the first thing people will say is, where would he play? Well, he can play right and left. And he seems to be able to do them as effectively at both. He's two-footed. He's quick, good dribbling. But I'll be honest, I don't know. I think the player would move to Liverpool. I just don't know if we're going for him. And let's be real here. If we bought him and he's our third choice winger as opposed to a starter every week, I think that'd be phenomenal business. I just don't know if we spend that sort of money on a third choice winger. And I don't know if he wants to leave RB Leipzig where he's a starter to then become a rotational player. So it'd be very difficult. It'd be very difficult. Sarvez isn't Elisa homegrown. I believe he is. Again, I'm continuing to manifest that. So if you guys want to manifest that too, then do let me know. Naldo says he's 19, Slot will keep him in the basement. Naldo, we're looking to move Slot on. That we're manifesting too. So yes, let's manifest all of these things, guys, and then let's get all of these things sorted and then go from there. Shout out to S-Jot, who says Jan keeping it respectful to RB whilst using his dad to say, come get me to LFC. We've seen that live stream vid, bro. It's also your dream to fulfill your dad's dream. Very true. Also, this feels very reminiscent of Luis Diaz's dad. Luis Diaz's dad at one point wouldn't stop talking about Barcelona or his son getting a move. So yeah, I hear it. Now, though, it's a lot to manifest. I hear it. But, you know, desperate times call for desperate measures. And we're desperate at the moment at Liverpool Football Club. So we got to do these things. So, yeah. Very intrigued to see what happens with the Yan Diamande stuff. But I want to ask you guys, would you be happy if we signed a Yan Diamande and he was an automatic starter for Liverpool? In fact, I'll ask again, hear me out with the question. Not do you think he's better or not? Do you think, let's use a case scenario. Do you think if Slot was here still after the summer and we kept Gakpo, do you think he would start over Gakpo or do you think he would start over Salah? Do let me know in the comment section. Look, people, we'll be back later on this evening with our Monday Night Live show at 9:30 p.m. If you are watching this on replay, do smash that like button. And also, if you're new to the channel, do subscribe as well. I'm also going live on the Sanderson show in about 10 minutes as well. So do hit me up over there as well for some combat updates, stuff to do with Tom Aspinall and the White House card for UFC, etc. If you're a combat fan, and even if you're not a combat fan, I wouldn't mind you just coming over there and, you know, just having a little chat. Have a little chat. Leah, the grade 8 isn't on today only because it's half term and it'd just be a bit crazy to try and organize it. And but for that reason as well, I might not. Well, I'm almost certainly not going to be on Hassam's channel today as well. So, yeah, half term is a bit of a mad one. But content will still be happening, guys. So do look out. Switch on the notification bell. And as always, big up yourself. Shout out to Solo in the building as well. Big up yourself, Solo. Shout out to everyone. Do smash the like button. Until I see you on the other side, people. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish. All right, people. Take care.